How's it going?
Living the fucking dream.
Hell
How you
yeah,
doing?
you are. Shit, I'm wonderful because we about to go on a girls trip.
Girls trip. I'm
the
so fucking excited.
I know.
So excited.
By the time you guys listen to this shit, we're going to be fucking
Gone.
10 toes in the air.
We're gonna be upside down. For some
I don't
reason.
know. I was like kicking our feet up, but like, why are they so high?
I don't know. I mean, where's the air? Your toes are in the air right now.
Exactly. 10 toes in the air, kicking up, relaxing, having a drink on a wraparound porch in the middle of fucking nowhere.
You're goddamn right.
With an alpaca in our front yard.
With an alpaca. We're gonna be on 15 acres of farmland.
So excited.
I am too.
God damn!
Every time I tell people we're going on a girls trip and then I say where, they're like, why? I'm like, I don't want anyone to be able to get a hold of me.
Yeah, people have asked me too, like, oh, where are you going? Like a farm. Like, are you gonna work on it? Like, no.
No, are you kidding? Get out of here with that bullshit.
Why would I work on it?
Yeah, that's dumb. What a dumb idea.
Occasionally I'll probably pet them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, so you're just gonna be drinking the whole time?
Yep.
Yeah, and among other things.
Partaking in some extracurricular activities. I'm so excited.
Me too.
Is that your goddamn?
Yep.
I knew it was going to be. So I picked another one.
What'd you get?
So I'm pretty sure I've mentioned several times on the podcast here about how I have some weird thing that I'll faint pretty easily. It's like one of the main reasons we're friends right now.
Yeah. Right now. It's what started this whole thing.
Yeah, exactly. But if you haven't heard or if you're just tuning in for the very first time, I have a history of fainting for some reason. And it's been happening since like 2005. But we keep trying different things. Like at first I thought it was blood sugar and I've had my blood sugar tested and it's not that. And there's all these different things. And then the latest thing is like, maybe you have POTS. Well, and this came from like the intestine doctor or whatever, because we checked my intestines. Everything's fine. And then I go back to the heart doctor just like 2 days ago. And the heart doctor at first was kind of a dick. And I was like, I'm not vibing this guy. Because they're like, we already checked you and everything's fine with your heart. And I was like, well, yeah, I wore a monitor for less than 24 hours and I didn't have an event while I was wearing it. Like, I'm concerned. And when I lay down at night, my heart sometimes pumps really hard one time. And it'll do that. Like, it feels like it's fluttering or something.
Oh.
And it does it pretty regularly, like every night. And then the heart doctor before was saying like, oh, yeah, sometimes you just don't notice it throughout the day. And then you notice it when you lay down because you're paying attention to your body. And I'm like, okay, maybe, but I don't think so. And it keeps happening more and more lately. So I'm getting kind of freaked out and I don't want to have a heart attack and die.
Yeah.
So
I don't want you to either.
Yeah.
I
and I'm
can't do it without you.
I have a high stress job, like, you know, and I'm getting older. So I just want to make sure everything's okay. And I'm fucking challenging people. And I don't think this guy liked it at first, or maybe this is just his demeanor. But anyway, he was like, I don't think it's POTS. Everything you're describing, I don't think it's POTS. So then he said some really long name that I don't even remember. But he says that he suspects that maybe it has something to do with like a nervous system response, kind of like when people faint when they see blood. Mm-hmm. But something in my body just does it on its own, and then my heart rate drops, and then the blood pressure drops, and then that's what makes me sweaty and not feel good and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, but like, I don't know.
There's not like a trigger, though.
No, like sometimes it happens when I'm busy and like just in the middle of something. So I'm guessing whatever the symptom is, or whatever this fucking theory that he has is, it has to be like non-cognizant of myself. Like my body must just be doing it on its own, because otherwise then his diagnosis wouldn't make sense. Because I could see if I'm like, ooh, I don't feel good, and then you like make your body behave that way. But like a lot of times I'm doing something totally different when it happens. And then all of a sudden I'll be like, oh, I feel really icky, and I get sweaty like instantly. And like I always lay down so I don't faint. Anyway, so they agreed to put a heart monitor on me for 14 weeks. So that's my goddamn, as I'm wearing one right now. I'm like a robot. Look at it.
Oh my God.
It's a tiny little thing.
14 weeks.
14 weeks. 14 days. Did I say weeks? Look at this, guys. It's like a tiny little thing. It's got a little button on it. So if my heart does anything weird, I push the button. I haven't pushed it yet, even though I keep feeling the fluttering. And I'm like, why am I not pushing it?
Why are you not pushing it?
Because I'm like, well, that wasn't a big one. I don't know. And then they gave me like a diary, and I have to log whenever something happens.
Oh my gosh.
So my real goddamn is that I am trying to induce one of these spells.
Oh God.
By not eating And
Yeah.
I haven't eaten all day, and I'm super
How's
hungry.
that feeling for you? Yeah, I'm hungry too.
I'm really hungry, but I haven't had one of the spells yet. So, like, again, I don't think it's related to food.
So if you pass out during this, should I push your button for you?
Please do. And then, just
Resuscitate. Yeah, put you
Yeah.
on the ground, put your legs up, whatever.
exactly get some blood back to my vital organs, please.
Button first. Got it.
Yeah,
We'll
button
mark
first.
it.
I don't want to waste. I don't want this whole experiment to be for nothing.
Oh my God, you're like a life alert.
I know it looks like a life alert, but
It
okay.
does.
So there's a tape thing that goes like a sensor that goes all the way down in between my boobs and like stops like right at where your rib cage meets. You know?
Oh my gosh.
I know, and it's like kind of itchy and irritating, and I have to wear it for fucking 14 days.
Does it stay on, or do you have to like put it
No,
on every
that
day?
shit is on there. Like I wasn't allowed to shower for 48 hours, and it's only water resistant, not waterproof. So like, good thing we're not going in jacuzzis or anything.
Yeah.
Although I usually don't typically go into a jacuzzi up to my neck.
Yeah, right. Like, let me just sink on in.
yeah. So I think we'll be okay. But
So are you allowed to shower with it?
yeah, but I have to like, I'm not supposed to put it like directly in the stream of the shower. So
Which is on
before
your
you-
front.
Yeah. So right before you came was my first shower because it's been 48 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And it was interesting. I feel like I just want to wash my chest really well.
I bet.
But I got all the important bits, so we're good.
Yeah.
We'll see how it goes. Anyway, but I figured I should start trying to induce this so that I capture it at least once. But it happened like 2 days ago, so I'm like, damn
Of
it.
course.
And I never know when it's going to happen. I legit have no idea what triggers it. I have no idea. I'm out of ideas. Literally, we've tried everything. I feel like everything triggers it. So maybe this guy's right. I don't know, guys, but we're still trying to figure it out. And your girl's got some like fucking thing taped to her body for.
Oh my goodness.
weeks. Let me
You're
know.
like
I'll
a
let you know how it goes.
cyborg.
Yeah, I should look up what that thing is called. It was something like fancy
Life alert.
weird.
It's called Life Alert.
No,
Looks like the fucking necklace.
it does, huh? It is fucking taped on there. Like this tape. Look at that shit.
Yeah, that bitch is on there.
It's so
Is
itchy.
Is your necklace under it?
It keeps getting caught on it. Like if I bend down and come back up, I'm like, ugh, and have to unhook it.
No.
Pretty sure my heart's fine though.
Well, goddamn. I
And I
hope
might-
your heart's fine.
I might just be wasting everybody's time, and that guy will be so mad at me. But
Whatever.
I just want to make sure,
Insurance pays him.
right?
He's
Exactly.
gonna be fine.
Exactly.
He has to do his fucking job. He'll be
I
all
know.
right.
I hate how people make you feel like you're being like a hypochondriac or something. And you're
Yeah.
like, I don't know, man. It's been like since 2005, and I'm just now doing something about it.
Yeah.
Do I get any street cred for that?
You're like, does everybody go through this? No.
Yeah.
Can we figure it out then?
Yeah. And he did say, like, increase your salt, drink water, and do exercising. And I was like, okay, cool. I'll work on the exercise thing because I haven't done that in forever. But, like, when I do, I really feel terrible. Is that okay? And he's like, well, do something like a row machine where you're sitting. So if you start to feel faint, you're already sitting. And I'm like, I don't have a fucking row machine, and I'm not getting a gym membership. So, cool.
Totally gonna do that.
Thanks for the advice, bud.
Just do push-ups.
Ugh.
And then your arms will get strong. Or not, because you'll just fall weakly onto them.
Yeah. So if you guys hear my stomach growl a lot, it's because I haven't eaten all fucking day.
Yeah, I'll blame mine on yours too, because I haven't
Okay.
either.
Yeah. I mean, maybe it'll be good for my waistline.
Right?
Just kidding. That's not healthy. Don't do that.
No, it's not healthy.
Not promoting that.
At all. I just haven't been able to eat lately. I don't fucking want it. That's
I
another
wish I had
problem.
that problem all the time.
Yeah.
All right. Are you ready for my case this week?
I sure am.
All right. So I'm going to tell you about Elizabeth Barraza.
Baraza. Okay.
There's like no before time information, so we are jumping right the fuck into this shit.
Hell yeah.
Elizabeth Barraza and her husband Sergio were in their late 20s in January of 2019, and they were living in Tomball, Texas.
Okay.
The couple were coming up on their 5th wedding anniversary, and they had planned a little getaway trip to celebrate together. Allegedly, they were both avid, actually it's not allegedly, it's like fact. They were both avid Harry Potter and Star Wars fans.
Oh, fun.
I know. And they were planning a trip to Harry Potter World in Orlando, Florida for their 5th wedding anniversary.
Cool.
Super fun. Elizabeth, who often went by Liz, would often make elaborate cosplay costumes for her and Sergio, and they would go to theme parks all dressed up. And she also would volunteer at a nearby hospital, and she would go visit children in these costumes.
Aw.
I know, isn't that
that's
cute?
nice.
So I'm thinking, like, for sure, Comic-Con cosplay kind of shit going on here.
Yeah.
Now, like many young couples and also the rest of America right now, money was tight. So the couple decided to host a yard sale to bring in some extra spending money for their upcoming trip for
Okay.
their anniversary. On January 25th at 7 a.m. in the morning, Liz got up bright and early and started setting up for the garage sale. And she hadn't advertised or anything in the local newspaper. I don't know who does that anymore. But, like, she didn't, like, post anywhere on social media or anything like that. But she just put up a couple of signs in the neighborhood that she was having a yard sale that day. So Sergio leaves for work in the morning, and she got busy setting everything up outside. And it's, like, early morning in January, so it's still kind of dawnish outside. Like, it's dark but light. The sun is actively trying to rise.
Mm-hmm.
Just minutes after Sergio left for work, 4 gunshots were heard throughout the neighborhood, followed by the sound of a vehicle speeding away.
Oh.
And neighbors heard the commotion, and so they call 911.
Yeah.
And they soon discover that Liz had been shot 4 times while outside setting up for her yard sale.
Why?
Fucking why? So, when medics arrived, Liz still had a pulse and everything, but she had just been shot 4 times and was in super critical condition.
Yeah.
So they had to call in medevac to fly her out to the hospital.
Oh my gosh.
And they actually flew her to the same hospital that she would volunteer at all the time.
Oh.
Now, the doctors did everything that they could to stabilize her. However, unfortunately, her wounds were too severe, and she ended up passing away the following day from the attack.
How terrible.
I know. Police immediately launch an investigation because obviously there's a murderer on the loose now.
Yeah.
And they interview neighbors, and they discover that while there were no eyewitnesses to the murder, several neighbors had actually captured some suspicious activity on their, like, Ring cameras and security cameras.
Hell yeah, 2019.
Right? Okay. Like, you should not be doing anything fishy in a neighborhood anymore. Everybody got them rings.
Mm-hmm.
And we could piece that shit together.
Mm-hmm.
Now, several of those cameras had caught a black 2013 or newer Nissan Frontier Pro 4X crew cab truck.
Totally.
Jesus Christ. Like, the longest fucking name, but it very descriptive, you know?
Yeah.
And it was a truck, like I said, looping through the neighborhood, which didn't belong to any of the homeowners in the neighborhood. So somebody who doesn't fucking belong there was kind of driving around the neighborhood that morning.
Okay.
And it was
suspicious.
Suspicious. What's even more astounding, though,
Astounding.
Like, I am astounded.
Me too. Or I will be.
Yeah, you will be. I'm about to tell you why you're about to be astounded. Is that one of the neighbors actually captured the entire murder on their camera.
Oh, okay.
So we fucking know verbatim what happened.
Yeah.
So, on their security footage, it's super grainy. And it's kind of shot from, like, Liz's house is on a corner. Mm-hmm. And it's shot from across the street at an angle from that corner.
Like a catty corner.
Yeah. But you still see everything. It's almost like the perfect spot to see everything unfolding.
Oh, man.
But it's so far away and so grainy that you can't see details at all.
Yeah. We don't have a license plate.
No, you'd think they would have a license plate from all that fucking...
all the other Ring cameras and stuff. Like, if it's the same vehicle.
Well, there's actually footage, right? And it's all online. And I've watched the video more times than I care to admit because somebody is being harmed on the video. But I was, like, trying to slow it down, what they shared with the public anyway. And you can't, and I was trying to, like, see what kind of truck it was and all that stuff. And you can tell that they had, like, a license plate light on, like it was lit up on their bumper, but I couldn't actually see the license plate. So I wonder if that's the same for everywhere. Because I don't know if it's a he or she, they were going pretty quickly.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's a problem. Anyway, okay. But you would think there'd be a fucking license plate or something.
Yeah.
In the grainy footage, you can see Liz is setting up her things for the yard sale on the corner, and the truck parks at the intersection near her corner. And the person driving the truck gets out of the truck and walks up at a normal pace to Liz. Mm-hmm. And it looks like, to me, they're sticking out their left arm right as they walk up. It's hard to tell, but I think that Liz is kind of, like, to the side, like her side is facing her attacker. Mm-hmm. And she's obviously, like, messing with something. Like, she's kind of bent down and, like, you know, putting her shit together, getting ready for the yard sale. And then it looks like she notices the person next to her all of a sudden, and it, like, scares her. And you can see her jump back, like, oh shit, what's going on?
Yeah.
Now, it's either that the person startled her because she didn't see them coming up, or that arm extended had the gun, and then she saw the gun and jumped back.
Yeah.
So to me, it's kind of hard to tell if the gun was out already, and that's what startled her, or if just somebody fucking appeared and it scared her. Mm-hmm. And I'll tell you why. Because from my perspective, it looks like the left arm is out, and then later on, right before the shooting, it looks like the right arm goes out. So I'm thinking maybe that person was like handing her something and she was like looking at it, or like if somebody's like, hey, do you ever need yard work, and like handing you a fucking card or something like that.
A bag with a rock in it.
Exactly. Exactly. And then all of a sudden you see the right arm come out, and that's when shots start to happen. But before that, like, the person walks up, looks like there's an arm out, Liz jumps back, and they have like an 8-second conversation, or something happens for 8 seconds.
Yeah.
Before the right arm comes out and the shots are fired.
Jeez. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Liz immediately screams as soon as the gun comes out, but the killer shoots like almost immediately also. Like, it happens really fast.
Yeah.
Liz immediately screams, and her scream was cut short by the second shot because they go like bang, bang, bang 3 times really fast. The second shot is when her scream stops, and then she starts to fall to the ground, and it's gets hit a third time while she's falling. And then the killer literally takes a couple steps forward, fucking aims the gun at her head, and fires for a 4th time.
What the fuck?
What the actual fuck? Like, to me, I'm like, this looked like a fucking assassination, like a pro or something, because like...
Is she a political figure too?
No, that's the thing, is everybody is like, she was super nice. She had no enemies. Like, we don't know why somebody would come attack her like that.
Yeah.
So... Again, this is my perspective from watching the video fucking more times than I'd like to admit, but I think this person looks like they obviously came here knowing what they were going to do, because they come in really fast. They pull through, park the car, jump out, walk kind of normally. Like, I wouldn't say they ran up to her or anything, but like almost like if you saw somebody you knew across the street and you're like, hey, what's up? And then, seconds in, shoot her like a fucking pro. Like, no aiming or anything was needed. Even when they walked up and shot her in the head, that was pretty quick, which, I don't know, I don't shoot guns, so maybe that's pretty easy to do because they weren't far apart from each other. But to me, I'm thinking this is somebody who knows what they're doing, and they've done it before.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
That's what I think anyway.
I swear to God, if you're telling me a fucking mystery.
The assailant then sprints back to the truck and drives away, leaving the same way that they pulled in. Oh, I forgot to mention also, on the footage, you can see the black truck pulls in really quick, and they turn around like right at Liz's intersection, and they park across the street from Liz, kind of.
Okay.
So that their car is facing the same way that they came in.
Makes sense.
And left the car running, gets out.
Left the car running?
Yeah, like fucking hopped out really quick, left the door open, car running, and then runs back in and drives away.
Oh my God.
And speeds away. Some people who have seen the video say that it looks like the killer has long hair, which to me was really hard to tell. Like, it's that grainy. But I could see how you could see long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Also, it kind of looks like the person is wearing a robe or something.
A house robe?
Something. I don't know. They kind of look like they're bigger, like body type, like a bigger body build, but also it could just be a baggy robe or something on them to hide their figure.
Yeah.
So this could be like, it could also be a wig that they're wearing, or a robe to, kind of like a disguise.
Yeah, it's 2 kids in a fucking trench coat.
Exactly. Could be with a top hat and a fucking monocle. Yeah. Who knows? Also, you can see on the camera footage that the truck actually, it zooms off in the opposite direction, and it drives by again pretty fucking quickly. And some people are speculating that the truck drove by to make sure that she was still dead or still down or something.
She's not rising up. Are we looking at zombies and stuff here?
I don't fucking know, but I kind of think from watching it that they go by pretty quick. Like, all you would be able to see is if there's a body on the ground. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell if they're breathing still or anything like that.
Is there like a stop sign at this little corner or anything?
So the street that the guy, I keep saying guy, person that is driving down, it doesn't have a stop sign, and it's like, you would drive past the intersection that would turn down onto her street. So like to the right is her house on the corner as you drive past it.
Okay.
So they came from like one side of the street, left that side of the street, then turned around and came out the other way. Like, drove past her house really fast. And I have the video linked in the show notes if anybody is interested.
You
but
know I fucking do.
Please be warned, because you are watching somebody get murdered. At the time of her murder, Sergio had already left for work, had no idea anything had happened, and he got a call that she was in the hospital. So he left work right away to be by her side.
Oh, gosh.
He is fucking heartbroken. He's
I
like,
bet.
I lost the love of my life. Like I said, she was a nice, kind person. She volunteered her time. They were in love. You know, like, this is really sad
That
for
was
him.
her whole life partner.
Mm-hmm. And her family is super confused because they don't know of anybody who would want to hurt Liz because she lives such a normal life. All of the neighborhoods talked about what good neighbors they were and how they would always make a point to welcome anyone new into the neighborhood, or if anybody needed help, they would always jump up and help. Like, this was not a neighborhood dispute. Also, this neighborhood was quiet and normal, and this was very out of the ordinary. Like, it scared everybody that this was happening. Investigators had no leads to go off of other than this video, and the crime scene had no shell casings, so they believe that it was a revolver that was used in the murder. Also, like I said, they feel that the attack was targeted or deliberate because the person moved so quickly.
Yeah. But they could have just been looking for anyone to kill if they were driving around the neighborhood and stuff.
Yeah, but what's even more weird is, like, Sergio left for work, and it was only 4 minutes later that this happened. So it's almost like this person was circling the neighborhood and waiting for Sergio to leave, is one of the speculations.
Okay. Speculations? Bitch, this better not be a mystery.
Because some people think it looks like the killer had long hair. Some people speculate that maybe it's a female and that there was like a love triangle or a mistress. So the police go through all of the couple's text messages and everything, and they find no evidence or any kind of suspicion of cheating or anything like that between their communications. And by all accounts, it looks like they had a happy, healthy marriage.
Oh my goodness.
Another theory is that maybe Liz was a victim of a mistaken identity. Like, somebody was out for blood and got the wrong person.
And they're like, that looks just like my ex Wanda.
Exactly. And like I said, Sergio leaves for work at like 6:45 or something like that. And then the killer strikes like 4 minutes later. So right before 7.
Yeah. Who was driving around that fucking early?
Right? And here's the thing is, like, the cops go back later and find that this car had been looping the neighborhood all night long, basically, like off and on.
See, that's what makes me like,
It's a random attack.
yeah, question if it's random. Like,
Just
someone's
looking
just
for someone.
out of their fucking mind and they're like, next
Maybe.
fucking person I see. You know those people that are like, if no one smiles at me today, I'm gonna...
That's going to be my sign.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, could
Like,
be. God, and then she's just like got terrible fucking luck.
timing, and luck.
Yeah. Now, a vigil was held by her friends and family in the driveway that she was murdered in,
Aw,
and over 100 people attended.
damn.
There's 100 of us? Who's on hoses?
Who's on candles?
Fun fact, because the couple loved Star Wars so much that a lot of people, like, used mini lightsabers instead of
Aw,
candles.
that's cute.
But they had, like, cool ones. They were pretty big.
Yeah.
Like I said, Liz was described as loving and generous, and she had no enemies or bad blood with anybody. Police are having a hard time finding a motive for the killing because the cash box that she had outside had $100 in it, and it wasn't taken or stolen, nor were any of her belongings that were all out on the lawn.
Yeah.
On February 6th, 2019, the police held a press conference, and they said that they didn't have any suspects.
They don't have the fucking truck,
No!
like, to go off of here?
I guess they checked all the fucking trucks in the area, and none of them gave them any kind of leads. But I'm thinking that you gotta be talking to someone. Like,
I would think. Or something. Like, it just,
Like, do
even
you-
the type of truck. Like a black fucking...
yeah,
that.
2013 Nissan Frontier pickup truck.
I think they're just all the black Nissan Frontiers. Like, you can't round those bitches up. There's 500 of them.
Well, they did. They did, and they didn't get any leads. So to me, I'm thinking, like you're saying, they have to have talked to the murderer.
Yeah,
Don't you
either
think?
that or it's like
Somebody
an
associated with.
an out-of-state person. But then why are you
Ooh.
driving around one random-ass neighborhood in the middle of, like, somewhere you don't know?
Isn't this weird? So,
Yeah.
like I said, they're having a hard time finding a motive.
Hmm.
They've looked at all the trucks, can't come up with any leads. The lead detective describes the suspect as wearing go-go boots and maybe a muumuu.
What the fuck?
This is their interpretation of the security
Video?
footage, which
Yeah.
I'm sure they see a lot of it. And possibly a wig, wearing a wig.
Uh-huh.
The person shoots 3 times, steps up, and fires the final shot and runs/trots back to the truck and drives off.
It was more of a gallop, honestly.
I thought it was a sprint, but this person is like, this person fucking trots back. Sergio lives in fear now that somebody is going to attack him next, and he's heartbroken to live without the love of his life.
Oh my God,
Because
how
a fucking random ass attack happened, and they
Yeah.
don't know what the motive is. So he's like, were they trying to get me? Like, what's going on here? Are they
Yeah.
trying to get back at me?
Yeah.
Police believe that there is more than one person involved in her murder. I don't know why, though. And that someone out there has to know something. I'm wondering if they think that because, like, they've interviewed everybody with a truck and they're like, well, somebody might have used your truck for this shit.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm speculating wildly. But they believe there's more than one person involved in the murder. So there was a $20,000 reward for any information leading to the arrest and conviction of the killer.
Mm-hmm.
Over the years, police have slowly released more and more of the security footage to the public. On one of the videos, Liz can be heard saying good morning to the shooter seconds before the shots are fired. Now, that's not on the video I watched unless it was very distorted, because you do hear kind of like mufflings, and like you can hear things like the shots and like her hitting the ground and stuff like that, but you can't hear words because it's so far away, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, you hear mumbling. Like, they're obviously having a conversation or saying something, but you don't know who's saying or what they're saying.
Oh, my gosh.
But somebody's security footage picked up her saying good morning to the person. So, I'm guessing she didn't know who the fuck they were. Like, oh, you're here for good morning. Like, come here. Come to my fucking yard sale.
Yeah, that's an I don't know you.
Yeah.
If you knew them, you'd be like, oh, hey.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The lead detective has a message for the killer saying, quote, I hope you can't sleep at night and that you know that we are never going to stop looking for Liz's murderer. And there's no time limit on this case. So I'm sure the murderer is shaking in their boots.
Mm-hmm.
In their go-go boots.
Shaking in their go-go boots.
Obviously, some people suspect Sergio because he's the husband, but he's been cleared of any wrongdoing. And like I said, their marriage was healthy.
Yeah.
Speculation of him started after he remarried a couple years after her murder.
That fucking happens,
But that's
man.
fucking normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, how are you supposed to just stay in vigil forever?
No.
Like, to this person?
No, and
It's
I guess...
tragic, but...
Yeah. And I guess his new wife lost her sister, and so they both kind of bonded over this giant loss in their life, and they comfort each other. So, like, that's a normal fucking...
That's nice.
Moving on relationship, you know?
Yeah.
They could share each other's grief. The reward has been increased to $50,000, and it still remains unsolved to this day.
Wow.
They have no further leads, no further information. It's literally up to the public at this point. So, if you or anyone you know have any information about the murder of Elizabeth Barraza, you can contact Crime Stoppers at 713-222-8477, and you can remain anonymous. I don't know if you can still get that money if you're anonymous, but
Right.
that shit works.
But do it out of the goodness of your heart.
Fucking seriously, man. Like,
Oh my gosh, how
crazy
sad.
is that? She's just setting up for... They're about to go to fucking Harry Potter World. She probably got a whole fucking costume all made up and ready, and they just wanted to sell some things that they don't need, clean out the house, get a couple extra bucks for spending money so they can get that fucking snow cone or whatever the hell they want to do.
You can get the fucking wand from
Yeah.
Ollivanders that's way too expensive.
Exactly. And then somebody, for no fucking reason, walked up and murdered her.
How sad.
I still am like, this is either a serial murderer or something.
Yeah.
Like, is there a fucking garage sale murderer going around? Or it has to be a mistaken identity. Like, they have no fucking motive.
I don't know. What if it's just I'm sticking with, what if it's just random? If they're driving all around the neighborhood, like not just back and forth passing her house a bunch of times or something like that,
Yeah,
you know? But
yeah.
like just fucking diddling over there, coming over here, and then they swing by and they're like, oh shit, there's
Yeah.
someone out there. When there wasn't someone out there
Before.
when they had driven by or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just her husband leaving 4 minutes before or whatever is like really
God.
bad. I mean, good luck for him, bad luck for everyone involved. But.
Right. You know what that reminds me of is like, you know how the Idaho murders that I covered about the 4 college students that were murdered and Brian Koberger is up for their murder and he is like a criminology student and you know, speculation is that perhaps he was trying to commit the perfect murder. What if it's somebody like that or something that they're just like seeing how long they can get away with this kind of shit?
That's a mental disorder.
Because it's almost perfect, right? Like it shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
But it was like nobody was awake. There was no eyewitnesses. Sure, there's security camera, but it's all so grainy and shitty that you can't get anything from it.
But I mean, it's not a good method if...
That's your goal.
Yeah, if that's your goal. Because
Yeah.
you're driving around with a vehicle. Unless it was a borrowed vehicle or whatever, which I guess the vehicle didn't pull up shit, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah.
It's going to eat me alive, though.
That sucks.
Could you imagine, though, like how that is scarier? A random attack is scarier to me.
Yeah.
Like any of us could be doing anything and just get taken out.
Yeah.
But if there's any consolation, you know, not that it's hard to say that, but at least it was quick Like, seeing that video. First time I watched it, I was like, oh, I don't feel good watching this. It's so grainy and so far away. You don't see, like, details or anything. It's not, like insanely gory or anything. But it just made me so uncomfortable to watch. And then I was more obsessed with, like, watching the killer's movements to try to get any kind of information.
Yeah. Like, what kind of headspace is that person in?
Yeah, it's fucking weird.
Oh, my gosh. How scary.
So if you live in Tomball, Texas, watch out.
Apparently.
I wonder if I'm saying that right. It's literally like Tomball.
Tomball.
Tomble? I don't know. Anyway.
Tomball.
If you guys want to check out pictures pertaining to that case, please go to our social media. We're on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. Oh, and also Threads.
That's right.
Our handle is at ISGD. You can
Podcast?
also... ISGD Podcast. You should probably type the whole thing in so that you can actually reach us. Also, you can email us at isgdpodcast@gmail.com, or you can snail mail us at...
P.O. Box 2764, Spring Valley, California, 91979.
9. Please subscribe, rate, and review. And I can't wait to tell you guys all next week how fun our girls' trip was.
Hell yeah, I'm a pet a fluffy ass fucking cow.
Yeah, you are. Bye.
Bye.